Alright, YouTube, it's the That's not right. So many a year ago, probably around about 4 or 5 years ago, I made a video titled The Best Anime on Netflix in the UK. And given the fact I did that quite a long time ago, I reckon it's about time to update that now. One thing I don't want to do is repeat anime series I did in the last one, in case you guys have watched that one before this one. If you haven't, I will give you a rundown of what was on that list. High School of the Dead, Blood Ladder, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Steins Gate, and Black Lagoon. Alright, great. You don't need to go watch the other video now. I'm not going to tell you to go fucking watch it and try to get some extra viewage out of you, whatever. Just hang around, watch this one. It's going to be all different, and then you've got 10. But just like the last one, I'm not going to be going into a load of detail about these different series because they're not reviews. I might start doing anime reviews at some point, but I probably won't. That's just because that sounds like a lot of work. Ooh, I wasn't ready to start talking then. Obviously, this is my opinion. If you don't agree with it, don't argue with me. Tell me what you think should be on this list, and awesome. We'll have a chat. Nice discussion. No hate, We're all friends here. Sweet. And in no particular order, the first one is Death Note. Now, let's be honest, this probably should have been on it last time, but obviously, everybody's watched Death Note at this point. If you're an anime fan, you've probably seen Death Note. If you haven't, Now, Death Note is a bit more of a mature anime in the sense of it gets you thinking, it's about actual serious bollocks that's going on, and quite frankly, it gets a bit weird. If you don't know what Death Note is by any chance, basically, a guy who's super duper smart finds a book. If you write someone's name in it, they die. And he ends up going up against some super mega awesome detective called L, and that's pretty much all you really need to know. It's got very dark themes, it's got quite, for the lack of a better word, serious elements it likes to cover, but quite frankly, it's one of those that gets you thinking. It makes you start thinking, well, really, who's the bad guy here? What would I be doing in this situation? What would I, what's going on here? Hello there, In my opinion, it's not as good as everybody says it is, but it is still definitely an amazing series that has paved the way for a lot that's come after it. And most importantly, it beckons one of the most serious questions that can be asked. L or Kira? Next up is Dead Man Wonderland. Now, this is what you would call a bad boy anime that needs a second season that it's probably never going to get. Okay, to be as brief as possible, Dead Man Wonderland is about a young chap called Ginta Igarashi who gets framed for murdering his entire class and gets sent to a prison where the inmates are forced to fight for their lives by pretty much any means necessary at times. They have these fucking not parades, it's like big shows on where basically, if you mess up in these shows, you are dead. And it's played off to the crowd as a big fake ordeal where it's basically going to Flamingo Land and seeing people die. For those of you that don't know, Flamingo Land is like a theme park. Just throwing it in there. I'm trying not to spoil anything about this show, but that is not the meat and bones of this. What is important is what's going on behind the scenes underground. You see, Ginta ends up developing these powers which allows him to control his blood and use them in combat, and this prison is sort of capturing all these people that have these powers and forcing them to fight each other to live. You see, in the actual main part of this prisoners are kitted out with this clobber around the neck which basically feeds poison into them, and you can actually earn currency by doing certain shit in this prison, like going in them fairs. And with that currency you earn, you can buy a short-term antidote in the form of sweets, which kills the poison that's going into you. But you've got to keep doing it and doing it and doing it until, well, I guess you fuck up and die. Going back to these undercover, underground, super mega super blood battles that are going on behind the scenes, if you win them, you get a lot of this currency. And I suppose, well, it's not a good life, but, at least you're living. And that's all I'm going to say about this because I don't want to spoil anything. I'm trying to really pussyfoot around it and not say, that's going to spoil up, because no one likes spoilers. If you do, you freak. Next up on RyPase's list of super duper awesome Netflix anime in the UK is one you've probably heard of at least, and that is Tokyo Ghoul. I'm going to be brief as shit about this because you probably know what it's about already. There is a young lad by the name of Ken Kaneki who turns into what is known as a ghoul. Ghouls are humanoid, well, I guess monsters that need to feast on human flesh to survive, and they are super strong and they have special powers called Kagane, and nobody wants them to exist in the world because they are fucking scary. But fortunately for our young lad Ken, he ends up being taken in by a group of ghoul that own a coffee shop called Onteku. And from there, shit just goes mental, it gets crazier and crazier, and honestly, there's no way I can describe it all right now, even if I wanted to in this video, because it would probably take me till tomorrow to do. So do yourself a favour and just watch it. Although, this anime is extremely dark, it is extremely gruesome, very gory. If you're not into that, this ain't for you, and if you're a young child, you definitely should not be on my channel, but you also definitely should not be watching Tokyo Ghoul. This next one is another weird one. It is Kegurui. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. However, it doesn't matter because this show is freaking brilliant. Another brief description. This is a Netflix original about an academy that is run by gambling. Just like any other school, you have lessons like your maths, your English and all that bollocks. However, the only thing you're really judged on is how good you are at gambling and getting money off other students. And God help you if you end up in debt, because if that happens to you, you are screwed. Just like all the other shows we've spoke about, we are following the life of a young lad. This time, it is Ryota. Now, he is not the main attraction in this show. What is the main attraction is all the females around him who are absolutely freaky crazy gamblers that have some serious twisted shit going on in their heads. None more than the other main protagonist, Yumiko Jabame. This is the new girl on campus. You know, she comes in, she seems like any ordinary girl, but then she gambles and it turns out she's got some freaky fetish for it, and I'm not going to lie, it gets weird. It gets really weird. This show is absolutely brilliant, and I'm really glad a second season came out. It is doing really well, it is quite popular, and I really hope that continues to grow, and I just hope we get more, because I do really enjoy this show, and I really think you will too, as long as you're not into like freaky shit, because there's a lot of freaky shit, super freaky shit. So like the others before, this kind of a running theme. It's kind of a dark show, a lot of dark themes. It's weird. You kind of sit there and think, well, I hope my mum don't walk in, and well, if she does, you know, just kind of switch to porn. It'll be easy to explain. Alright, we're going to switch it up from all that dark shit that I've been going on about, and we're going to have a much more light-hearted show for the most part, but it still has very serious moments, and I know I said this is in no particular order, and the previous four haven't been, but this one is definitely number one in this series of anime series. Samurai Shampoo. Not Shampoo. Shampoo. So what is Shampoo for Samurai about? I'm going to tell you. There are two super badass samurai, a guy called Mugen and a guy called Jin, and they end up running into a young girl called Fu who is looking for the samurai who smells like sunflowers, and by God they go looking for him. And from there it is just action, funny laughs, sometimes serious, sometimes not too serious, but it is always a joy to watch. And out of any of the anime on this list, if you're only going to watch one, make it this one. It's not super long, but what you get gives you what you need, and honestly, it is in my top 5 anime of all time, without a doubt. This show is fucking beastly. But of course, I do have to warn you, there's a lot of violence, there's blood, there's a bit of druggage that goes on now and then, but what doesn't these days? One of the most defining characteristics of this show is the soundtrack. It's very hip-hoppy, you know, R&B, and it really does blend really well with the entire aesthetic of the show. And it is originally the thing that drew me, and when I heard that intro for the first time, I was thinking, what the fuck am I getting into here? This looks dope. And dope it was. Now, I know I've not gone into much detail, like, at all about these shows, because, honestly, I don't write scripts, I don't really do it like that, I just kind of make a list and just say what I remember. You know, if you want more in-depth, detailed shit, just say. I'm happy to do it, but that means less videos, and I don't really have much time to do many videos as it is. I try to just kind of make a couple gameplay videos a week and see how it goes from there. I've been really busy at work lately with Christmas time shit going on, and that's why I've not been much lately. And I know I don't really like say things at the end of videos like, oh, comment, like, subscribe, and all that. I just do what I do. But honestly, if you watch this, and I don't get a lot of people watching my shit. I do this shit for fun. But if you do watch this and you do enjoy it, whether you like the list I've made, whether you like my personality, whether you like the content I've made, whatever it is, just do me a favor and just, you know, press subscribe or whatever, because that'd be pretty sick. That'd be nice. And, you know, if you've got any other mates that like anime or anything, just show them this and that'd be great. Sweet, nice one. But yeah, that's all I've got for this one. I'm gonna have to quickly edit it and then probably go to bed because I'm quite tired. But yeah, thanks for watching this. It's been pretty sweet. If you're still here, I know it's gone on a bit long. Fuck me, 10.5 minutes. Jesus. But yeah, nice one. Bye.